many people in the beginning gave Syria just a couple of months before it all collapses because of the diversity, because of the conflicts, because of how each sect, each part of society is pitted against each other. But 1 year on, it appears that Syria is not just holding on to its unity, but people are beginning to realize that essentially the leadership at the top was pitting everyone against each other. I'm Osama bin Javaid, a senior correspondent. And between us, in the last year, I've witnessed Syrians clinging on to hope and trying to forge a future away from divisions. Syria is entirely a new country. It feels different in every aspect of its society. If you were to travel before, as journalists, you would have a target on your back, and many places were off limits. For the last 14 years, the Ba'ath Party rule essentially turned all of the state into an intelligence state. Every community was wary, was suspicious of the other. And that is something which will take years to overcome.
Resident Syrians are carrying on with their lives.
Now, in the past year, I have traveled across Syria. I've met people from all walks of life. They've not been able to see the results that they expected, but they know that this is the best option that they could have hoped for. Every place in Syria leaves a mark on you. I've been to Quneitra multiple times. This is the region right next to the border with Israel, where there has been an Israeli occupation of the Golan Heights. Israeli forces have continued to come in and set up barriers where people are checked, people are abducted. I remember sitting with somebody whose son was taken 4 months ago by the Israeli government, and he's still, herding his sheep in the same area. And I said, what are you doing in that area? He said, well, I can't give up my profession. I can't give up my area. I can't give up my flock. And I will continue to do it. And that is the thing that you see over and over again across Syria. The youth of Syria is extraordinary. I met young people who've come from Silicon Valley, people who were displaced, people whose family were massacred, then get scholarships, go to Stanford University and other places in the US, become tech entrepreneur and come back to rebuild their country. I met this young Christian girl in Latakia who told me that she wants to go abroad. And I said, will you ever come back? She said, no, don't get me wrong. I'm becoming an engineer. I want to go do my master's in Germany and come back because I want to rebuild my country. They have not lost hope, yet they're cautiously optimistic. I think what you've seen in the last 1 year is the beginning of an economy turning around. There's still a lot of red tape. I've spoken to business people who wanted to come in and invest, but were actually put off by how much they had to do to just get things started. That doesn't mean that there are hundreds, maybe thousands of investors who've come in and started their work. So the economy of Syria is going to be the litmus test for the Ahmed Sharaa government. If he can provide an economy which is just, if he can provide opportunities for people where they have jobs, but it is not there yet. The inflation is extremely high. If you wanted to use your credit card in Syria right now, you can't, because it is disconnected from the outside banking sectors of the world, because there are still crippling sanctions. The big elephant in the room is justice. There's tens of thousands of people who are missing. There are hundreds of thousands of people who were murdered. Those are scars that Syrians carry. I sat down with the Minister of Justice and I told him these stories, and I asked him, what are you doing? And he said, because it is such an enormous task, they have to investigate it properly. They can't carry out the vengeance against people if they don't have enough evidence. So it will take time. Countries in the region, countries beyond the region, world powers, everybody's been fighting for their stake in Syria. I was talking to a young man who's now part of the government who told me that what I want from the outside world is to leave us on our own, but do not forget us. Because the reason that Syria is in the shambles that is in today is because of all of that outside influence. So they must pick up their burden of rebuilding Syria, of helping Syrian people, but not intervene in how Syria is run. Now is an opportunity for Syrians to actually take back the reins in their own hands to build a new future for Syria, which provides them safety, security, opportunity, not just for themselves, but for generations to come.